तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि 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 तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्।
प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामभित्रयवतु। गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम्। साईश्वराय तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। पुरुषस्य विद्मसहस्राक्षस्य महादेवस्य धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे चक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो नन्दिः प्रचोदयात्। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महासेनाय धीमहि तन्नः षण्मुखः प्रचोदयात्। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे सुवर्णपक्षाय धीमहि तन्नो गरुडः प्रचोदयात्। वेदात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि तन्नो ब्रह्मः प्रचोदयात्। नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदग्ष्ठाय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंहः प्रचोदयात्। भास्कराय विद्महे महद्युतिकराय धीमहि तन्नो आदित्यः प्रचोदयात्। वैश्वानराय विद्महे लालीलाय धीमहि तन्नो अग्निः प्रचोदयात्। कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गिः प्रचोदयात्। साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ तच्छयोरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजम् शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शञ्चतुष्पदे। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपात् स भूमिं विश्वतो भृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलम्। पुरुष एवेदगुं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उतामृतत्वस्येषानः यदन्नेनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा अतो जायागुश्च पूरुषः। पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादूर्ध उदैत्पुरुषः। पादोऽस्येह भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि तस्मात् विराडजायत। विराजो अधिपूरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यत। पश्चात् भूमिमतो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमतन्वत। वसन्तो अस्यासीदाजम् ग्रीष्म इद्मः शरद्धविः सप्तास्यासन् परिधयः त्रिसप्तः समिधः कृताः देवाय यज्ञं तन्वानाः अबध्नन् पुरुषं पशुं तैयज्ञं बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्या ऋषयश्च ये तस्माद् यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः सम्भृतं पृषदार्जं पशुगुस्तागुश्चक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये तस्माद् यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः ऋचः सामानि जग्निरे छन्दागुंसि जग्निरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त ये केचो भयादतः गावोह जग्निरे तस्मात् जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यददुः कतिधा व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौ बाहु कावूरूपादावुच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराधन्यः कृतः उरुतरस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागुं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षो सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षं शीर्ष्णौ समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिशः श्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागुम् अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिवदन् यदास्ते धाता पुरस्ताद्यमुदा जहार शक्रः प्रविद्वान् प्रतिशश्चतस्रः तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते हनाकं महिमानसजन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्या सन्ति देवाः अद्भ्यः सम्भूतः पृथिव्यैरसा च विश्वकर्मणः समवर्तदाधि तस्य त्वष्टाभिदधद्रूपमेति तत्पुरुषस्य विश्वमाजानमग्रे वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्तः अजायमानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य धीराः परिजानन्ति योनिम् मरीचीनां पदमिच्छन्ति वेदसः यो देवेभ्य आतपति यो देवानां पुरोहितः पूर्वो यो देवेभ्यो जातः नमो रुचाय ब्राह्मये रुचं ब्राह्मं जनयन्तः देवा अग्रे तदब्रुवन् यस्त्वैवं ब्राह्मणो विद्यात् तस्य देवा असन्वशे दीश्यते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्यौ अहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपम् अश्विनो व्यातम् इष्टं मनिषाण अमुं मनिषाण सर्वं मनिषाण तच्छय्योरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे चतुष्पदे। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राय। ॐ नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवहुतोदैषवे नमः। नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यामुतते नमः। या तैषु शिवतमा शिवं बभूव ते धनुः। शिवा शरव्या या तव तया नो रुद्रमृळय। या ते रुद्रशिवा तनूरघोरा पापकाशिनी। तया नस्तनुभाषं तमया गिरिशं ताभिचाकशीः। यामिषं गिरिशन्तहस्ते बिभर्षस्तवे। शिवां गिरित्रतां कुरु माहि पुंसीत् पुरुषं जगत्। शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाश्चावदामसि। यथा नः सर्वमिज्जगत् यक्ष्मगुं सुमना असत्। अद्य वोचगति वक्ता प्रथमो दैव्योऽभिषत्। अहीगुश्च सर्वान् जम्भयन् सर्वाश्च यातु धान्यः। असो यस्ताम्रो अरुण उत बभ्रुः सुमङ्गलः। ये चेमागुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षु श्रिता। सहस्रशो वैशागुं भेदयीमहे। असो यो वसर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः। उदैनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुदहार्यः। उदैनं विश्वा भूतानि सदृष्टो मृडयातिनः। नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीरुषे। अथो ये अस्य सत्त्वानोऽहं तेभ्यो करन्नमः। प्रमुञ्च धन्वनस्त्वमुभयोरार्तियोजाम्। याश्च ते हस्तैषभः पराता भगवो वप। अवदत्य धनुस्त्वगुं सहस्राक्षशतेषु दे। निशीर्य शल्यानामुखा शिवो नः सुमना भव। विज्यन्धनुकपर्दिनो विशल्यो बाणवागुम् उत। अनेशन्नस्येषव आपुरस्य निषङ्गतिः। या ते हेतेर्मे दुष्टमहस्ते बभूव ते धनुः। तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुज। नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधाय नातताय धृष्णवे। उभाभ्यामुत ते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्वने। परिते धन्वनो हेतिरस्मान् गृणक्तु विश्वतः। अथो य इषुदिष्टवारे अस्मन्निदेहितम्। नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः। ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम्। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्री भगवान् सत्य साई बाबाय नमः। ओम श्री साई सत्य सत्यस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सत्यधर्मपरायणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई वरदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सत्पुरुषाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सत्यगुणात्मने नमः। ॐ श्री साई साधुवर्धनाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई साधुजनपोषणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वज्ञाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वजनप्रियाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वशक्तिमूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वसंगपरित्यागिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वान्तर्यामिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई महिमात्मने नमः। ॐ श्री साई महेश्वरस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई पर्तिग्रामोद्भवाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई पर्तिक्षेत्रनिवासिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई यशकाय शिर्डिवासिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई जोडियादिपल्ली सोमपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भारद्वाज ऋषिगोत्राय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तवत्सलाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अपान्तरात्मने नमः। ॐ श्री साई अवतारमूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वभयनिवारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई आपस्तम्भसूत्राय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अभयप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई रत्नाकरवंशोद्भवाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई शिर्डी साई अभेदशक्ति अवताराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई शङ्कराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई शिर्डी साई मूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई द्वारकामाई वासिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई चित्रावती तटपुटवर्ती विहारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई शक्तिप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई शरणागतत्राणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आनन्दाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आनन्ददाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आर्तत्राणपरायणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अनाथनाथाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई असहाय सहायाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई लोकबान्धवाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई लोकरक्षापरायणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई लोकनाथाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई दीनजनपोषणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई मूर्तित्रयस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई मुक्तिप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई कलुषविदुराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई करुणाकराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वाधाराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वहृद्वासिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वपुण्यफलप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वपापक्षयकराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वरोगनिवारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वबाधाहराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अनन्तनुतकर्त्रिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई आदिपुरुषाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आदिशक्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई अपरूपशक्तिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई अव्यक्तरूपिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई कामक्रोधध्वंसिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई कनकाम्बरधारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई अद्भुतचर्याय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आपद्बान्धवाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई प्रेमात्मने नमः। ॐ श्री साई प्रेममूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई प्रेमप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई प्रियाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तप्रियाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तमन्दराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तजन हृदय विहाराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तजन हृदयालयाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तपराधीनाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तिज्ञानप्रदीपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तिज्ञानप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सुज्ञानमार्गदर्शकाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई ज्ञानस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई गीताबोधकाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई ज्ञानसिद्धिदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सुन्दररूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई पुण्यपुरुषाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई फलप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई पुराणपुरुषाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अतीताय नमः। ॐ श्री साई कालातीताय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सिद्धिरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सिद्धसङ्कल्पाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आरोग्यप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अन्नवस्त्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई संसारदुःखक्षयकराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वाभीष्टप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई कल्याणगुणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई कर्मध्वंसिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई साधुमानसशोभिताय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वमतसम्मताय नमः। ॐ श्री साई साधुमानसपरिशोधकाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई साधकानुग्रहवटवृक्षप्रतिष्ठापकाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सकलसंशयहराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सकलतत्त्वबोधकाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई योगीश्वराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई योगीन्द्रवन्दिताय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वमङ्गलकराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वसिद्धिप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आपन्निवारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई आर्तिहराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई शान्तमूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई सुलभप्रसन्नाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबाय नमः।
शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कार
चित्तानि नाहं न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च प्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायु चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवो शिवोऽहं न मे द्वेषरागौ न मे लोभमोहौ न मे वै मदो नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चाटो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न पुण्यं न पापं न सुखं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मे मृत्युशङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्मः न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभुत्वाच सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न चासङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेयः चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाशक जानना जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाशक जानना विद्याभूति सर्वसिद्धि सुरंजना विद्याभूति सर्वसिद्धि सुरंजना जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाशक जानना जय हिरंबा श्री जगदंबा नंदना जय हिरंबा मङ्गलदायक श्री विनायक वन्दना मङ्गलदायक श्री विनायक वन्दना मङ्गलदायक श्री विनायक वन्दना जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाशक जानना बीजभूति सर्वसिद्धि सुरञ्जना जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाशक जानना जय हिरम्बा श्री जगदम्बानन्दना एकदन्ता दयावन्त शुभानना मङ्गलदायक श्री विनायक वन्दना मङ्गलदायक श्री विनायक वन्दना जय श्री गणेश विघ्ननाशक जानना
साई अवतारा युग अवतारा साई अवतारा युग अवतारा दीन दयाला संकटहारा दीन दयाला संकटहारा साई अवतारा युग अवतारा साई ब्रह्मा साई विष्णु साई ब्रह्मा साई विष्णु साई महेश्वरा साई महेश्वरा साई अवतारा युग अवतारा सब धर्मों की बाबा साई, सब धर्मों के बाबा साई, सब धर्मों की बाबा साई, सब धर्मों के बाबा साई, साई परमेश्वरा, सत्य साई प्रेम साई, सत्य साई प्रेम साई, सब धर्मों की बाबा साई, सब धर्मों की बाबा साई, साई परमेश्वरा, साई परमेश्वरा,
भगवान साई राम, प्रेममय भगवान साई राम, करुणामय राम राम राम, करुणामय साई राम 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 राम, प्रेममय भगवान साई राम, हे दुख भंजन पालनहारे, दुख भंजन पालनहारे, हे दुख भंजन पालनहारे, दुख भंजन पालनहारे, हे लीलामय आपस हारे, लीलामय आपस हारे, हे लीलामय चरण मिलेनो साई राम 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 चरण मिलेनो साई राम 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 प्रेममय साई राम करुणामया साई राम 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 करुणामया साई राम हे दुख भंजन पालनहारे दुख भंजन पालनहारे हे लीलामय आपस हारे लीलामय आपस हारे चरण मिलो राम 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 चरण मिलो राम 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 प्रेममय भगवान साई राम प्रेम स्वरूपिणी जननी प्रेम स्वरूपिणी जननी प्रेम स्वरूपिणी जननी प्रेम स्वरूपिणी जननी शरण नमो तुझे साई मां शरण नमोस्तुते साई मां शरण नमो तुझे साई मां शरण नमोस्तुते साई मां प्रेम स्वरूपिणी जननी प्रेम स्वरूपिणी जननी जगदम्बे कृपा करी साई मां कृपा करी साई मां जगदम्बे कृपा करी साई मां जगदम्बे कृपा करी साई मां करुणामय जननी साई मां जननी साई मां करुणामय जननी साई मां जननी साई मां त्रिभुवन पालिनी साई मां त्रिभुवन पालिनी साई मां त्रिभुवन पालिनी साई मां त्रिभुवन पालिनी साई मां शरण नमो तुझे साई मां शरण नमोस्तुते साई मां शरण नमो तुझे साई मां शरण नमोस्तुते साई मां प्रेम स्वरूपिणी जननी प्रेम स्वरूपिणी जननी शरण नमो तुझे साई माँ चरण नमोस्तुते साई माँ प्रेम स्वरूपिणी जननी माँ स्वरूपिणी जननी माँ जगदम्बे कृपा करो साई माँ साई माँ साई माँ त्रिभुवन पालिनी साई माँ त्रिभुवन पालिनी साई माँ शरण नमो तुझे साई माँ शरण नमोस्तुते साई माँ तुझे साई माँ नमोस्तुते साई माँ प्रेम स्वरूपिणी जननी माँ
साई राम घनश्याम भगवान तुम्हारा नाम
साई राम घनश्याम भगवान तुम्हारा नाम
साई राम घनश्याम भगवान तुम्हारा प्रेम
नहीं रखवारे।
मैथिलीपदे रघुनन्दना
मैथिलीपते रघुनन्दना
मैथिलीपदे रघुनन्दना रामा
प्रभु रामचंद्र के दूता हनुमंता आंजनेया। 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 हनुमंता हनुमंता
श्री सत्य साई प्रेमामृत भगवान
साई प्रेमामृत भगवान
जय 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 शिव शक्ति स्वरूपा आनंददायक नाम
जय 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 शिव शक्ति स्वरूपा मंगलदायक नाम
जय 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 शिव शक्ति स्वरूपा मंगलदायक नाम
जय 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 शिव शक्ति स्वरूपा मंगलदायक नाम
दशरथ नंदन राम आनंददायक श्याम
आनंददायक श्याम
प्रेमामृत भगवान
प्रेमामृत भगवान
जय 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 साई राम बोलो
जय 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 साई राम
बोलो जय 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 साई राम
बोलो जय 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 साई राम
दशरथ नंदन श्री रामचंद्र धर्म संरक्षक राम ईश्वरांबा प्रिय नंदना ईश्वरांबा प्रिय नंदना ईश्वरांबा प्रिय नंदना ईश्वरांबा प्रिय नंदना साई जय जगवंदना साई जय जगवंदना साई जय जगवंदना साई जय जगवंदना ईश्वरांबा प्रिय नंदना ईश्वरांबा प्रिय नंदना रत्नाकर कुलभूषणा रत्नाकर कुलभूषणा रत्नाकर कुलभूषणा राजीव नयना नारायणा राजीव नयना नारायणा राजीव नयना नारायणा राजीव नयना नारायणा नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण साई नारायण नारायण साई नारायण नारायण साई नारायण नारायण साई नारायण ईश्वरांबा प्रिय नंदना ईश्वरांबा प्रिय नंदना साई जय जगवंदना साई जय जगवंदना साई जय जगवंदना साई जय जगवंदना ईश्वरांबा प्रिय नंदना ईश्वरांबा प्रिय नंदना रत्नाकर कुलभूषणा रत्नाकर कुलभूषणा राजीव नयना नारायणा राजीव नयना नारायणा नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण हरि नारायण नारायण साई नारायण
Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Jai Sai Ram. On this auspicious occasion of Aradhana Mahotsavam, we are blessed to have with us today Brother Rooshi Natwani. Rushi has been part of the Sai family since the age of 7, progressing through Balvikas and the young adult wing. He has held roles at Mill Hill Sai Centre and nationally, as he was appointed National Young Adult Coordinator alongside Sister Priya Kotecha from 2018 to 2020. From 2022 to 2023, he served as the Centre Service Coordinator at Mill Hill Sai Centre. His spiritual journey also includes multiple pilgrimages to Prashanti, musical offerings to Swami from 2003 to 2008, and 2 unique Rama Seva trips alongside Swami's students under the leadership and guidance of Sir Ajit Popat, the late Sir Ajit Popat. Professionally, Rushi serves as a consultant hepatologist at the Royal Free Hospital in London, where he has recently been appointed the department's youngest clinical lead. He earned his MBBS from Barts and the London School of Medicine and Dentistry, followed by an MSc and PhD from Imperial College London, focusing on complex liver diseases, work he has presented at national and international forums. Today, Brother Rushi shares his experiences from the moments he cherishes the most. Please can we all give him a warm welcome.
Offering my most loving pranams at the divine lotus feet of my beloved Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Jai Sai Ram. Actually, I feel kind of fraudulent standing here and speaking to you today. And Sister Shreya and Dusyanti will definitely recall when they asked me to speak, I definitely said no. And there are really 2 reasons I said no. One is because actually we all have experiences that the Lord plays and gives us in every moment of our life. That goes without saying. And the second reason is because actually Swami never spoke to me physically. I lived 7,000 miles away, and what could I share with you that you already don't know? But at the same time, the yes came out, and it was almost a reflex after a pause. And actually, we weren't supposed to be here that Sunday, and it was kind of just, his will that it happened. My daughter actually went to Bhajans on Saturday, and for the first time had said she really enjoyed going to Bhajans. And I had never heard that from her before. She's 10. And she asked, actually, can we go to Bhajans the following day? And we'd actually planned to go to Merton, but it just didn't work out, and it was too far, and I'm lazy like that. So we ended up coming to a centre that was closest to us, and that was Harrow West. And the rest is history, and here I am. So today I've been asked to share some experiences, and, thinking about it, an experience is one thing, but an understanding of why that experience has happened is something completely different. And I'm going to share with you some of what I have learned from things that have happened to me, which aren't mere coincidence. So going back through my journey, actually I came into the Sai family at the age of about 6 or 7, and it all came about really through my mum. My mum was a typical working mum, running around everywhere, and would have those typical conversations mums have in the playground of a school, where they just talk, about general various things. And actually, with another mother at the school playground, Swami came into conversation, and the topic of actually going to a Sai centre, and this appealed to my mum. So my mum's mum actually used to follow a Guruji in Haridwar. For many, many years, my grandmother would actually make garlands and flowers, really similar to what you've offered here, to her guru. And the concept of satsang was something that had appealed to my grandmother and then my mum. So one Sunday, actually, reluctantly, we all went, and I can safely say to all the kids here, I fell asleep for most of the program, and I did actually fall asleep at the centre for many years. And eventually, actually, we started going regularly, and I started being enrolled into Balvikas. And I actually monotonously used to go to Balvikas. I didn't really actually pay any attention. I would just go for the sake of going because my mum was going and I didn't want to stay at home and do my maths. So I would go. But what I didn't realize at the time was actually that Balvikas and SSC had imbibed sort of an inner steel, and it had formed a protection of values around me as a child. And actually, I felt kind of different to everyday children at school, and I didn't really understand why at the time, but I knew I was an outlier. I mean, it wasn't an arrogance at the time, but it was almost that there was something that was within me, controlling me and protecting me, guiding me, and showing me the right path. And actually, the irony of it was that my best friend at school was a staunch Hare Krishna devotee. I still am friends with him, and his mum used to pick me up. So that concept of divinity and spirituality actually came through complete monotonous pattern of behavior. And that was so important for me as a child because it gave me a routine of spiritual practice, prayer, worship, putting time aside in my working calendar for coming to a Sai center and being close to him, which I didn't realize as a child. And that was natural. But fast forward a few years, actually for me the pivotal moment came when I was probably about the age of 8 or 9, and we were asked as a SSE to perform a choir for Swami's birthday. I was a really shy, introverted 8 or 9-year-old that really sang averagely with my mouth that was basically closed the whole time, and it was a miracle if you could hear anything. But I was asked to be part of this choir under the guidance of Hamsa Auntie that some of you might know from Mill Hill Sai Center. And we practiced for weeks and months, and actually I was forced to make friends with my fellow Balvikas children. And actually now those kids that I made friends with at the age of 8 or 9 are friends I consider closest to me. So we performed. It was amazing actually. We were standing on stage like this for Swami's birthday. I was 8 or 9. My wife performed actually in that same choir. Well, obviously I didn't know that then, but you know, it worked out the way it did. But you know, it's just amazing how that happened. But in the crowd, there was none other than the late Sri Ajit Popat sitting in the crowd. And for those of you who knew Uncle, if he had seen something that he had liked, that was something of value that Swami would enjoy, it was going to happen. Like he would make it happen by borrow or steal. And actually then, maybe in 2010, 2011, I'd started participating in more center activities. By that point, 2001, 2002. And Brother Vikash will remember that in 2002, Uncle had called for a trip in December. It was a small group trip where he had asked UK devotees if they were wanting to come to Prasanthi Nilayam. And actually the crowd that I had prepared the choir with, the majority of them had said yes, apart from me. And the reason for the no was because I was doing my GCSEs and I had mock exams in January, but I was really disappointed. And lo and behold, I sat at home reading the updates on saibabaofindia.com at that point on a VPN, hearing the experiences of what my brothers who I'd grown up with had gone through. And I really felt I guess it was quite envious, to be honest, because they had experienced proximity with the Lord, performing songs that we had all sung and practiced together. And I really felt I missed out. But what I hadn't realized is, you know, Swami's time is always the right time. And as individuals, it's so hard to forget the two words of Shraddha and Saburi, faith and patience. And I was really impatient because something had clicked that actually this was something I should, you know, be attracted to, wanting to be close to Swami physically and actually spiritually as well. So the boys came back and I had to reluctantly sit through listening to the experiences, which I really found quite painful at the time. And I was definitely jealous of them. But later in 2003, Uncle had called for another trip. And I was super excited, but I didn't want to get my hopes up because I'd just heard the no from my mum in December and I was doing my GCSEs in 2003. But I think my mum had sensed, actually, mothers, they always sense it. They absolutely know when you're happy and disappointed, excited. They know when to press the yes button and when to press the off button. And my mum and dad both said yes. So I had signed up to that trip, but on the proviso, I had to study really hard. And I did. But what came later was even more of a curveball. So I used to averagely play harmonium in Bhajans, very averagely. And Hamsa Auntie had actually called my mum saying that the same musicians from December 2002 had all committed to going in 2003, but they were looking for a keyboard player, and could I go and play keyboard? Brothers and sisters, I could use my right hand at best very averagely, but I'd never learned to play keyboard with my left hand, and I'd never learned the piano, and I never owned a keyboard. So that's just the context of what I was offered. It was something I was completely foreign to. But from Monday to Friday, I would live with my mum and dad, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I would live at Hamsanti's house practicing for a music program. And we'd prepped 2 programs. But as part of the program, there was one single mantra that uncle absolutely loved to offer to Swami, and that was the shloka, Brahmanandam Paramasukadam. And for every program, the prerequisite was to offer that prayer first. And that was a musical offering, so the mantra was musicalized. And my role really within that was to start the shloka, and I had to play the first 2 chords on the keyboard, which I learnt through quite a lot of struggle. But that shloka was offered at every single program that was offered, which meant that it was actually my fast track to sit like within the first row of any program that was offered. And actually very rarely was I ever sat in the second row. And it was honestly, I remember 2002 and the disappointment of missing out, and then fast forward 2003, basically getting my fast track to proximity to the Lord. So 2003 came, and I was really excited. I was going on my own, actually, and what was more exciting for me is I was 15, I was going with the rest of my pals. And, going on those trips was a sight to behold. It was a group of 400. So you can imagine 400 of us going together, dressed in white from Heathrow, from start to finish, and then back again. It was crazy, and it will never be repeated in the history of any avatar, I don't think, where there's a group of white people going to Heathrow Airport. It was just a crazy sight. But we did it. And I remember going on that trip and still having an element of doubt about my faith in Swami. I really, really wanted I wanted him to know I was there, and I really needed that reassurance. It's crazy. Like, as human beings, we constantly need that assurance that he can listen. And I'm not of that spiritual mindset to understand, that reflex of saying he's omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. I'm not at that level. I really, really needed that reassurance that he knew I was there. And we were told, actually, the day we landed, to not go for darshan, not to go for Swami's darshan that day and to rest. But equally in my mind, it was slightly contradictory to what we'd been taught of never wasting a moment's opportunity of having his darshan. So actually, I bucked the trend and I went with Brother Amrit, who some of you will know. And I walked in through the normal gate, I sat with the general devotees, and in front of me I saw Brother Paresh Prajapati sitting there. And for those of you who know Brother Paresh, he's an impeccable leader, an amazing example of leading with complete, adherence to rules and regulations. But when I saw someone sitting in front of me that, broke the rule of going for darshan, I felt a bit reassured, actually, that if I was going to get into trouble, this guy was coming down with me as well. So I sat for darshan, and it was quite an amazing experience to see the orange robe come, and we were sitting some way away, and Swami had done his round, and he sat down, and Bhajans had started, and to my utter surprise and reassurance and warmth and joy, 95% of that bhajan list was bhajans that I had sung in my center. Bhajans that I had really, really grown familiar with. Devi Sai, Ma Bhasma Bhushitanga Sai. I remember the list. Kalatita was the last bhajan. I remember that. And just recognizing that 95% of that list was bhajans that I had offered back at Mill Hill Sai Center was honestly, it was a crazy, crazy feeling, because I had realized that he knew everything at that point. Coming onto that trip, it was actually also, I was reminded in that trip that it was 6 years after my last trip to Prashanti Nilayam. That was my first group trip, but I actually had gone with my parents in 1997. And there's 2 things that stood out for me during that trip. One was that I sat for my first darshan, and I remembered 1997. And I remembered Swami coming out for darshan and coming actually right up to where my dad was sitting. Now, for me, I've been so lucky to have so many mentors in my life that have had profound importance on me. None more so than my father, actually. Classic example of someone for me that had his head in the forest and hands in society. He was really he still is, he's a quiet person, never gossiped, never really engaged with anything, never came to a Sai center, but was spiritually switched on, and still is. And Swami came out right in front of my dad, actually, and gave him Pad Namaskar. That's the only day my dad has ever come for darshan. It's the only Pad Namaskar he ever had. But what I realized in 2003, I remember the moment sitting at the back, was that moment happened to my dad for a real reason because of the person that he was and is, and how inadequate I was sitting there and in front of the Lord with all my inadequacies. And actually it was a moment, and that moment was really further actually enhanced after one of Swami's darshans on that same trip. And I remember darshan had finished quite late, and I was walking back towards N6 and N7 towards an alleyway that led to shed number 38, which was the infamous shed number 38 where we prayed and worshipped and spent a lot of time together. And as I was walking in that alleyway, I remember the moon shining ahead. It was a dark sky. And at that moment in time, I remembered my dad's dad. And actually, brothers and sisters, my dad lost his father at the age of 17, and I never met my grandfather. But what I remember really clearly at that moment in time was the mantra, Matrudevo Bhava Pitrudeva. I remember that thought going through my mind, and it was a real time for me to realize that we aren't in any proximity to Swami other than the blessings of our forefathers and fathers and mothers. And Swami has emphasized so much importance on revering your mother and father as God. And I remember having that feeling of not being in that place without their blessings. And really, if I have any advice to young adults, is never forget that, because actually it is really easy to forget that as you progress through various stages in your life. But never forget we are where we are today without their blessings. So fast forward to 2003 again, and we're day 3 into the trip, and Swami is called Uncle. I remember it. We were sitting quite far back, and Uncle was on the veranda, and Swami had called him, and some dialogue had happened, and Uncle looked really excited in his excitable way. He was just bouncing, to Swami, and then bouncing back to his place again. And something was cooking for sure. And we came back to the shed, and Swami had instructed him that we should be ready to perform the following day rather. So we went for darshan in the morning. For those of you that haven't been on a group pilgrimage with Uncle before, Brother Vikash will know well, but our day started at 5 o'clock. But for us, for Vitsuprabhatam, but for us boys, actually, it started at 4 o'clock in the morning in my room because I couldn't survive without a cup of tea. So I took a kettle and some cups, and I used to make instant tea. But in my room, actually, on the same floor as Uncle, about 20 other boys would come, and we'd have a really good time before Suprabhatam. And, that camaraderie at that time, not because it happened in my room, I realize now is just so important as a Sai fraternity. It's so easy to forget the smile on a face. It's so easy to just, do your thing, complain about, the quality of the sound. I do it myself. I'm totally guilty for that. But what we should really always remember is that the true form of worship is not with a pastoral face. It's to have a good time and enjoy the form and art of worship. So our day started at 5 o'clock, and we went to our morning meeting. We went for darshan, and we came back to the shed before lunch. And Uncle had told us that actually we were going to perform on the veranda. So that veranda is where Swami used to sit and give darshan. And actually, the irony of it is it's the same place where obviously he has, his samadhi is. So, those experiences at that time when we performed, it was unreal. I remember in 2003, Swami sitting, and I actually, as you recall, I was tasked with playing for Brahmanandam. My place was actually probably at the end of the rug. I was closest in proximity to Swami. It was the first time I was performing, and Swami came out onto the chair. He sat there, and he gave the signal to start the program. And I played the 2 chords, and Swami looked straight at me, and I was the first musical key to be played. And I just remember looking into his eyes and realizing that he knew everything about me. I felt completely transparent. I could see that he could see my flaws. I could see that he could see my intentions, and I could see that he could see my future as well. And I felt completely exposed. I was almost paralyzed. It was such an overwhelming feeling. And actually it's completely understandable because, we all hear that Swami is the love of 1,000 mothers. And so, in that moment, it is an overwhelming feeling. And that feeling for me was heightened because at the end of the program, which I can't remember any of it, I just remember that moment, was Swami started mumbling some words, and I knew they were for me, and I knew that I should have responded, but I just was completely paralyzed. I couldn't get up. I couldn't ask Swami what was the clarity in that message. And eventually, at the end of the program, one of the brothers did actually say, Goswami was trying to tell you something. And I felt like a complete idiot because I couldn't get up and do anything about it. But as you'll recall, 2003, I was doing my GCSEs. And between 2003 and 2008, I actually went on multiple pilgrimages. And the truth is that I've actually forgotten how many times I had the chance to offer musical programs. I remember them, but I've actually forgotten about it. And the reason I've forgotten about it is, I'll come on to that in a minute. But 2003 was my GCSEs, I went to Bharti. 2004 was my AS levels, I went to Bharti. And 2005 was my A levels, and I was also going to Bharti. But at the same time, I really felt the heat of going at that time, studying, going to India, because my parents were getting the grief of like, your son's going to India, he's got to revise for his exams, what's going to happen? And I actually had intended to apply to medical school, and I always wanted to apply to medical school, but the school had told me, my school had said that I was never academically brilliant, which was completely true. But I decided actually that I was going to still apply, and I left the rest really to him. And what made it worse for my school actually was that I applied to all London universities, which is never done. It's never done when you're applying to university. And that was because, for me, I didn't want to miss out on going to Prashanti, because I would have missed out on going to practices had I been anywhere else. So I applied. And to the school's amazement, I actually got invited to an interview at Barts in the London Medical School, where I graduated from. And on the day of the interview, I went. And brothers and sisters, my interview consisted of a few questions, but the majority of it was all about things that I had done in Prashanti and offerings and musical. It was a very, very weird interview, because it was actually based on everything I had done through SSC and through previous pilgrimages. And the rest is history. I ended up getting into university. But the story of how I got into university is also not a coincidence. So that year we went to Bharti in 2005, and I came back, and the requirement grades were ABB. And that was something at that point, and obviously now I definitely wouldn't get it. But I came back, results day came, and I got ABC. I opened the envelope, I got ABC. I actually missed the grades to get in, and you cannot imagine how I felt knowing that I'd just gone to see Swami, had come back and actually missed my grades to get into medical school. And I got 418 in biology, I'll never forget it. And I then actually came home, I went upstairs, I went up to my bedroom, and brothers and sisters, my bedroom is somewhere I considered the times of my life where I felt closest to Swami, because it was my only time that I really felt I had a one-to-one connection with him. And I came into the bedroom, I came downstairs, it was about 10 o'clock at night, I switched the desktop on, which was in our dining room at the time. I remember it so clearly in my mind, and my mum came downstairs and she said, "What are you going to do?" And actually for once, my mum was quite calm. She didn't scold me, and it was, it was a really odd experience, because my mum was so calm. But equally, actually, at that moment in time, I told my mum, I said, "Look, don't worry, I don't think this is the end of it." And I'm not really sure why I said what I did in that moment, but I said it with utter conviction. And the school then, the school contacted me, and they were very supportive and said, "Look, why don't you put your paper through for a remark?" And they said, "Look, the odds are really, really stacked against you." So I thought, yeah, I've got nothing to lose at this point. And I did. So the exam went in for a remark. I got offered a place to study biomedical sciences at King's College, and I had semi-prepared myself for it. Until the end of August, the first week before university was supposed to start, it was a Thursday. I don't think you can script Thursday when it's a day that we revere and worship as the day of the Guru. And obviously none other than Swami for us as a family. And I was in the shower, and my mum said, "Look, you've got a call from school. It's Mr. Walker, the head of examinations." I don't forget his name either. So I literally ran out of the shower. I ran downstairs, and the teacher on the phone had said, "Look, there's been an error marking your exam." He goes, "One of your exams has gone up by 4 marks, and the other one has come down by 2. But the cut-off that I needed to get 420, which was the grade B, was the 2 marks. So actually, I ended up getting 2 marks that I needed to get that C to a B." And still at that moment in time, I was completely floored by this experience. And what came after that was even more amazing. So I then called Barts in London. I was instructed, I had no idea what to do at this point. I had no idea. So I called up the university, and the university said, "Look, we'll call you back in 10 minutes. So we're just busy doing something." And lo and behold, 10 minutes later, they called me back and said, "We'll give you a place to study medicine starting this year. You don't have to take a gap year. And your place, but you need to come next week, because that's our first day." So I had to reject King's, and I went back and did all the paperwork and went through medical school. Brothers and sisters, that evening I got 2 calls from school, 2 separate teachers, my chemistry teacher was my form teacher and the head of examinations, to say that that had never happened in the history of the school. The school's been open for 150 years, but that had never happened. So, for me, going through those journeys with Swami, it was an amazing time. It was the best time of my life between 2003, 2008. And post 2008, as I became a doctor, actually, Swami, as I said, Swami never spoke to me. But he came in my dream the day before I actually started working as a junior doctor in 2010. And he said to me, he's just simply said 3 things. He goes, always ask a patient how they're feeling. And I didn't really understand it at the time, but I thought, oh wow, he's come in my dream, I better listen to this. And that question, as I have progressed through my career, has become such a pertinent question, because actually when you're in medical school, what you get taught is 2 things. Asking the patient why they've come into hospital, 1, and 2 is, are you in any pain? So this question, which has impacted on my professional practice, is a unique question, because not only does it give the patient a chance to understand what their physical ailments are, but also what their mental and psychological state of health is. And what I've realized through the experience of being a doctor now after 15 years is that there's extensive medicine and evidence-based practice that has told us the association, the link between psychological state of affairs and your physical health. And Swami coming in my dream in 2010, telling me that, was a real sign that he is the all-knowing and all-being and all-perceiving. Nisha's given me 5 minutes, but that was 5 minutes ago. But I've got one more thing to say. So I had proximity and I didn't understand the value of it. And probably, to be honest, I still don't understand the proximity of it. But a few years ago, I actually went through a really difficult time, brothers and sisters. And what drove that was actually probably my own doing of feeling self-important by going on these trips and having an ego that I was getting proximity, and it became quite overwhelming, and I just didn't see it and I didn't recognize it. And actually I started to then make stupid decisions, and that was completely all self-inflicted. And over quite a short period of time, I went through a difficult time where professionally, probably personally even, I felt I was losing my standing in society. I had lost my friends. I had become quite detached, and the reason for that was all self-inflicted through the sense of ego. And at that time, the complete irony was that my physical health also started to fall away a little bit. I developed this severe intolerance to bread and like gluten, and I couldn't understand why. And this was a Gujarati boy who'd grown up on rotli. So, for me, it was a real testing time, but it really forced me to look within for the first time in my life. I had realized that I was doing all of this, coming on a Sunday, going on pilgrimages, but it was an act of coming for worship on a Sunday, being one person on a Sunday, and then being a completely separate person between Monday and Saturday. All that experience and proximity, I could not transfer that into my daily life. I couldn't see that he was there in everything, despite that proximity. And he does that. He grants you the proximity, the grace, the opportunity, and he can take it away with the click of a finger and the blink of the eye. And he did that for me. And it was the most testing time of my life. But what it did do is that it broke away that form that everything is different. What I had to then realize is that I needed a balanced approach to recognizing that my work was my worship. This was my worship, my family was my duty, and I had lost a sense of that until that moment in testing time. And he has said time and time again, there's no promotion without examination. And that was my exam, which I actually failed, but I'm learning from, because that's natural as well. We have to learn from mistakes in the past. And Swami's so forgiving. What I realized from those trips between 2003 and 2008 is that we sat in his divine presence with all the flaws within us, and he knew that. And yet he would still smile. And that's the beauty of the master, is that he would take us in, he looked after us, and he accepted us for who we were, but with the hope and intention of developing ourselves within. Just to conclude with, Mahasamadhi for me was a real sombering day. And to be honest, it still is, because I really relied on that physical, I relied on Swami's physical form. As I said, I wasn't of that mindset to recognize that he was omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. That is a concept for me still today that is a work in progress, because I really relied on his sparshan, darshan, sambhashan, his physical touch, listening to him, the touch of, of his darshan. I still rely on that. But it is a day to actually really remember, introspect, reflect, and evolve. And for me, that feeling has come through time of the importance of Aradhana Day and recognizing it in the Sai calendar. So to conclude with, actually, I'm only 40, and once upon a time I would have been considered a young adult, but I'm not a young adult anymore in the new system. So my message is really to the young adults. Firstly, I couldn't be more prouder standing up here than seeing the likes of Vinny, Nish, Sesh, Shreya, ones that I remember. These guys have been the hands of the organization. I've been there, as National Youth Coordinator, and I cannot tell you how proud it actually makes me feel standing here, just seeing how quietly these guys operate. They've been the hands of the organization, and they never seek attention for it. I've known them for quite a long time, and it is a humbling experience now as a father, because what I have realized now is that I'm actually irrelevant in terms of my understanding to my children, because my children will grow up in an era in the Sai family where they haven't seen Swami's physical form. So who are the torchbearers to take that forward and to change that understanding? Because what I feel and what I have experienced is different to what they will experience, and it's none other than these guys. So, that's my first message to them. Continue what you're doing, because you're doing an amazing job. My kids look up to you guys, so don't forget that. Secondly, it's never forget the importance of elders within the organization, to the young adults specifically, because you have some amazing mentors. Pratap Uncle, ex-national president, he's laughing, but, as a mentor, I can say, I've had Shri Ajit Uncle, Vikash knows that for us, he was the embodiment of the relationship between disciple and master. Sai devotees around the world will never experience that again. I can tell you that with him sitting in that chair now as the witness. To understand the nature of God, we have been taught to look at his disciples, look at Hanuman and Ram, Paramahamsa Yogananda and the Divine Mother. We only learn the true nature of the Lord through his disciples and devotees. And we've been so fortunate to have mentors that have shown us a glimpse of what it takes to worship the Lord, because that is a work that none of us know now, we're not born with, but we acquire through experience. So to young adults, look out for them, look up to them, use them, because they have been, so integral to the evolution of the organization. And finally, what I've realized through these experiences is that what really makes Swami happy and Swami proud is not coming up with an idea and actually saying, Swami, should we do this? Because Swami, in his loving nature, he never said no to anything. Never. He would almost 95% of the time say yes to a devotee. He would. But actually through our experiences and our proximity and seeing that interaction between Uncle and Swami, what I realized is that anticipating what made the Lord happy was so much more important. Having that intuition of knowing within you that this is what is going to make Swami happy is what we really should all be striving to. And so I tell my fellow brothers and sisters and the young adults, have no fear, have no fear, because actually what Swami wants is for us to have no fear and to continue to evolve. Don't wait to say yes. Don't wait for someone else to do something. Just go and do it. Because ultimately this is what this is what it is about. It is about evolving the way we are as human beings. It is about evolving the way we operate as an organization. Because quite frankly, a few years ago, Pratap Uncle will know this, I've had this conversation, I used to worry about the state of the organization. Things have changed in the world. The pressures our children are going to face have changed. Education has changed. And so we have to evolve and react and progress. And so, the focus for me with these guys is to, remember the kids. They are the future of this organization. I already can't sit on the floor at the moment. So there will be a point in time where we will be sitting on the chair, and our kids will be taking this organization forward. So we have to remember that. We have to recognize that. We have to empower the younger people to get into the classrooms, to spend time with our children. And I'm so grateful to come to Harrow West because I know you have that community, and I know that happens here. So I'm actually speaking to the converted because I know you do that already. But don't forget that. Keep learning, keep evolving. As I conclude, I've taken time and Nish is going to kill me, but, brothers and sisters, Aradhana Day is a day where we really, really introspect. We really remember the day we lost the physical form of the Lord. And over time, it has taken a huge effort to realize and recognize through each and everyone's experiences that Swami is still there. He does still reassure us. He does still guide us in every single way. But it is our responsibility to take that forward, evolve what he has given us. Don't just sit back and, take this darshan for granted, because he can take it within the snap of his fingers as well. So strive to evolve, strive to continue to develop Swami's teachings in our daily life, because that is the only way our lives will be sustainable versus going through those peaks and troughs of pain and suffering. We should pray that we have the ability to see him in all living beings and all living things, so that each and every moment of our life becomes his darshan. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you so much, Brother Rushi, for sharing your experiences. And don't worry, Nish won't kill you. It's okay. Please can I ask Midishan to come forward and give Brother Rushi a small token of our gratitude for being here with us today, spending his time and sharing his wonderful experiences. Please can you come forward?
Govinda, Tirumala मदन गोपाल सच्चिदानंद साई गोपाल हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా నేనెప్పుడు మీ వెంటనే జంటనే ఇంటనే ఉంటుంటాను.
Bhagawan is always with you, in you, around you, above you.
కనుక మీరందరూ కూడా ఐకమత్యంతో పనిచేయండి.
Work with the feeling of unity.
నా సీటు ఇక్కడ కాదు.
Bhagawan's seat is not here.
నా సీటు మీ యొక్క హృదయమే.
Bhagawan's chair is your heart.
కనుకనే మీరు ఎక్కడ ఉంటే అక్కడ కూడా స్వామి ఉంటున్నాడు.
Swami is there wherever you are.
ఏ కొరతలు మీకు జరగవు.
Nothing will happen to you.
ఏ విధమైనటువంటి అపజయాలు మీకు జరగవు.
You will never have failure.
కానీ పరిపూర్ణమైన విశ్వాసంతో మీరు పనిలో ప్రారంభించండి.
But work with the total faith.
ఏ పని చేసినా కూడా ఇది భగవత్ కార్యంగా భావించండి.
Whatever you may do, good work, take it as God's work.
Krishna tu Radhe
सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमात्मोक्षप्रदायं परमात्मोक्षप्रदायं बाबा विभूतिं विदमाश्रयामि बाबा विभूतिं विदमाश्रयामि Sacred Holy and Supreme is Baba's vibuti, pouring forth the sacred stream, display of vibuti. So holy is the mighty cross liberation, Baba's vibuti is power protects us. Paramam pavitram Baba vibuti, paramam vichitram leela vibuti, paramam pavitram Baba vibuti, paramam vichitram leela vibuti, paramata ishtatra moksha pranayam, paramata ishtatra moksha pranayam, Baba vibutim idamashayami, Baba vibutim idamashayami. Mangalam Gurudevaya, Mangalam Jnanadayine, Mangalam Pratibhasaya, Mangalam Shri Sathya Sai. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. यदक्षरपदप्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यत्पदे तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मामत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर अन्यदा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर हरि ओम तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु ओम शांति शांति शांति।
Prostrations to you, Lord Narayana. Forgive me for all the mistakes in letter or phrase, or for any phonetic aberration that may have occurred in my chanting. Forgive me, O Lord Sai, for any defect in my pause, intonation, or pronunciation of alphabet, word, or phrase, and any other mistake. O Lord Sai, considering me as your servant, forgive the thousands of errors committed by me during the day or night. You are my only refuge, for there is no one else. Therefore, O Lord Sai, protect me compassionately. Hari is Om, and that is the truth. I offer all this to Lord Sai. May there be peace to the body, mind, and the soul.
My humble pranams to our most beloved Swami. Respected elders, brothers, and sisters, Jai Sai Ram. The power of Sai is limitless. It manifests eternally. All forms of power reside in the palm of Sai. My power is immeasurable. My truth is inexplicable and unfathomable. I declare this about myself, for the need has arisen. During this Sai avatar, there is no place for drama, no scenes of failure or defeat. Whatever I will, whatever I plan, must and will succeed. I am truth, and truth knows no hesitation, fear, or compromise. For me, even willing is unnecessary. My grace is ever available to devotees who have steady love and unwavering faith. Baba, Jai Sai Ram.
Respected elders, brothers, and sisters, Jai Sai Ram. You are fortunate to be part of Sathya Sai Seva organizations. Everyone must make themselves fit enough to make proper use of this golden opportunity. Every person in the Sai organization must develop human qualities. Human qualities are latent in each one, but efforts must be made to allow them to manifest in oneself. Primarily and basically, in all the wings of the Sathya Sai organization, and for that matter, in any organization, members must be free of egotism, pomp and show, and attachments to work properly. One who sacrifices the above qualities is rightfully authorized to enter into the Seva activities. Swami wishes that the words spoken by him are taken as words for one's welfare. Baba, Jai Sai Ram.
My humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagawan, respected elders, brothers, sisters, and dear children, Jai Sai Ram. Wow, what a beautiful and heartfelt offering we have witnessed today. There is no doubt that our beloved Swami has graciously accepted it. Thank you, Swami, for being with us, guiding us, inspiring us, and every step of the way. Our Vedam chanters have been practicing sincerely for this offering. For the first time, we presented Nirvana Shatakam, composed by Sri Adi Shankaracharya. We felt this was a special meaningful for this Aradhana Day Mahotsavam, an opportunity for all of us to go within, reflect, and inquire. Who are we, and what is the purpose of this human life or birth? Please do take a few moments every day to practice self-inquiry. It's my humble request as well. I think it is, as brother also mentioned, I think we are in the era that we should go within and see Swami within us. Our young adults have done tremendously well with their Medley offering. They truly deserve a very round of applause. Obviously, their dedication and beauty of the Medley has obviously, their presentation, we have felt it today. They are indeed the pillar of our center, contributing across all wings and creating such a wonderful environment where each one of us can connect with Swami and feel his presence within us and around us. On behalf of Sri Sathya Sai Center of Harrow West, our heartfelt thank yous to Brother Rushi Natwani for taking his time to be with us for his inspiring talk. Has Brother left? Yes. Okay. But despite having a house bhajan at his home, he made the effort to spend time with us, a truly reflection of his love and commitment to Swami. Our major next event is Ishwarama Day, which is be celebrated on the 10th of May, starting earlier time at 4 p.m. Our children have been practicing tirelessly for this offering, so please mark your date in your diaries. As you may know, Region 2 initiative of Sathya Sai Bhagawan's Parayanam began on the auspicious day of 24th of April. If you would like to learn and reflect on Swami's life and teaching in a meaningful and yet flexible way, the region has kindly extended the registration for another week. So please do register and join. I know it has been a long evening, so may I request everyone to kindly make your way to the gym hall where Mahaprasadam will be served. There will be a 2 serving station to help reduce the waiting time. The gym hall is located down the corridor right at the end. Thank you all. Wishing you a pleasant and a peaceful week ahead. We will see you next week at a regular time at 4:30. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात् ॐ